new information. And to be, I think, Madam, always we always receive the tax alerts from Madam's form. So Madam is the right person to speak on this. And now I request our President Sir, Shri Praveen Shinde, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dignitary on the dais, today's speaker, CA Deepali Mehta, Vice President Mesh Margokar, Joint Secretary Vinod Maske, Convener Sunil Joshi, all the dignitaries on virtual platform. I welcome you all for the 8th study circle meeting of the GSTPAM. Today's topic is the new challenges in filing the GST returns. For this topic, we have learned speaker CA Deepali Mehta, madam. I tell you that she has accepted our invitation yesterday only. This topic was allotted to CA Ashit Bhai Shaha, but he is not well today, and he is suffering from his advice by doctor to not travel outside the office or outside the home, but he's also attending this study circle meeting online. He is here, Ashit Bhai. Ashit Bhai, welcome you, and thank you, Ashit Bhai, to immediately. I told you yesterday, Ashit Bhai, lecture cancel होगा तो अभी next speaker कौन है? मेरा पोजीशन awkward हो रहा है, तो you don't worry. Ashit Bhai told me yesterday, I will give you the Deepali Mehta. She will enlighten on these topics. Thank you, Ashit Bhai, and thank you, Deepali for accepting the invitation in very short period of time. Deepali about the Deepali madam, she had delivered the lecture in our RRC, 48 RRC. The way she delivered the lecture, everyone appreciates the talk delivered by the Deepali at our 48 RRC, and she has always ready for, and she is always for the GSTPM. Thank you, Deepali once again. Regarding these topics, new challenges in filing the GST returns. See, friends, nowadays, when you are making the mistake in filing the GST return, you will not file the return properly. Then you are suffered for the departmental notice, and you have to face that department notice. For that you have to file your neat and proper your 3B and GSTR 1 and all your refund applications, all these. So that's why nowadays department has issued so many notices to the dealers. So Deepali has a challenge to enlighten on these topics regarding the events of the GSTPM. आत्ताच आपली RRC ही झालेली आहे, 48 RRC, आणि ही RRC अतिशय चांगल्या पद्धतीने झाली. मी सगळ्या महाराष्ट्राच्या कानाकोपऱ्यातून जे आमचे डेलिगेट्स 48 RRC अटेंड केले त्यांचा मी धन्यवाद देईन. आणि खूप चांगल्या पद्धतीने RRC झाली. तिथे साईट सीइंग ही चांगल्या पद्धतीने झाली, स्टडी ही चांगल्या पद्धतीने झालेली आहे, आणि नेव्हल व्हिजिट झाली आमची नेव्हल शिपला. अशा चांगल्या पद्धतीने RRC त्याच्यानंतर आपण आलो इथे मुंबईला आणि अ, अ, detailed circular which will be available on our website. Next, those who are interested for the income that coaching that cricket, so I request everyone to join for the box cricket. There are limited seats available. Only 20 players will play the cricket match. There will be 2 teams for box cricket. Next, regarding we are facing yeah, in GSTPAM, most of members are the chartered accountants and advocates and STP. But the nowadays advocate has facing some uh, problem regarding that clarification and information to be furnished with the Bar Council of Maharashtra. So we have arranged one lecture for the members of GSTPM who are advocates. The lecture for that for this these topics for clarification and information to be furnished to Bar Council of India, Bar Council of Maharashtra on 19th March 2024. Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's only on it is only on Zoom platform only, and the speakers for the same topic will be Advocate Satyaram Gaud, Advocate Bombay High Court. He will deliver lecture on the clarification and information submitted to the Bar Council of India. Though I request all the members who are advocate of GSTPM to kindly take the benefit of this lecture. Regarding the international RRC, this time will plan to organize the international RRC at Singapore, Malaysia in the month of May, 23rd May to around 28th May. I think yesterday only my convener gave the details about the enrollment. I thanks all the participants. There are, I think, 43 participants enrolled for the Singapore and Malaysia international RRC. Almost RRC international RRC फुल झालेली आहे. जरी अजूनही कुणाला त्याच्यामध्ये यायचं असेल तर त्यांनी कन्व्हेनरकडे कॉन्टॅक्ट करावं आणि त्या पद्धतीने इंटरनॅशनल RRC मध्ये पण तुम्हाला सहभाग करता येईल, घेता येईल. दुसरं GSTPMच्या रिलेटेड सांगायचं झालं तर आवर्जून मी सांगेन येते की रिप्रेझेंटेशन पण पाईपलाईन वरती आहेत सबमिट करायचे डिपार्टमेंटला. बरेचसे इश्यूज येत आहेत तर तेही आम्ही कमिशनर साहेबांना भेटून ते कमिशनर जे डिस्ट्रिक्ट मेंबर्स कडून येत आहेत ते आपण पुढे फॉरवर्ड करतोय आणि रिप्रेझेंटेशन पाठवतो आहे. माझी LNR टीम यामध्ये काम करते. श्री सुनील जोशी कन्व्हेनर्स LNR कमिटीचे अतिशय चांगल्या पद्धतीने स्टडी सर्कल अरेंज करतायत आणि GSTPM चे रिप्रेझेंटेशन ही ते ड्राफ्ट करण्यात सहकार्य करतायत. Lastly, regarding the renewal of membership, I appeal all the members to renew your membership on or before 30th, 31st March 2024. Those who are ordinary members and ordinary outstation members, please enroll. Please renew your enrollment. Anything, I think I covered all the activities of the GSTPM. Once again, I welcome you all for the 8th study circle meeting organized by GSTPM. Thank you, Deepali Ben, once again to accepting our invitation in your busy schedule. Thank you, convener Sunil Joshi Sahib, my office bearer, for your presence. Thank all the way from Sindhurga, Hemant Walkar. Is present here. All the senior members are regularly attending the study. Thanks you all, and thanks all the virtual members. Thank you. Thank you, Jai Mar.
Thank you, President sir. Now the present task of introduction today's speaker, CA Deepali Mehta madam. CA Deepali Mehta, founder partner of Mehta and Shah Chartered Accountancy firm, engaged in providing services in area of taxation, advisory, accounting in the area of direct as well as indirect taxes. We should Best Group Leadership Award for the year 2010-11 and 2014-15 at Intensive Study Circle meeting of GSTPM. This is Best Column Writer for the year 2018-19 and Appreciation Memento for dedicated contribution for 2019-20 and 2021-22 in GST Review monthly magazine of GSTPM. She is currently a committee member of IDT in CTC. She has given lectures on various CPA study circle meetings, WRC, Chamber of Tax Consultant, GSTPM intensive study circle and coaching classes. She is also involved in training to the administrative personnel of corporates on procedure aspects on compliant the indirect tax law. Recently, she has presented paper on cross-border transaction at 48th RRC of GSTPM at Visakhapatnam. With this brief introduction, I present before you CA Deepali Mehta madam. I now request our President Praveen Shinde sir to felicitate her with the memento. Thank you, madam. Then dice is yours.
regarding to study sector, there are around 70 participants, madam.
Yes, thank you so much.
So, madam, तो जे महाराष्ट्रामध्ये जे नाव आहे आणि आशिषभाई यांच्या पाटील बॅकग्राऊंड आम्ही सांगितलं की मॅडमने जेव्हा पुढे कालावधी गेली त्यावेळेस त्या विकत होत्या आणि तिथे आवर्जून नाव घेतलं नलिनबाईंचं. खरोखर मी सांगेन मी तुमच्या मताशी सहमत आहे. नलिनबाई हे स्टडी आमचं जे इंटेन्सिव्ह स्टडी सर्कल होतं त्याचे ते ऍडवायझर आहेत आणि खूप गाठोपण म्हणून या सगळ्या एरियातून बऱ्याचशा चार्टर्ड आणि ऍडव्होकेटना ते मार्गदर्शन करतात. त्याला थँक करा आमचं. नमस्कार धन्यवाद.
I think he's there online. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. President sir, Vice President sir, conveners, treasurer, I of this esteemed association, I thank you from my heart for all these opportunities which I have been given this year, especially because it was my first paper writer in the RRC and my first study circle here. And Pravinji, you have been praising so much. Thank you so much. I don't deserve it, but so today's topic, return filing. See, when there was VAT era, return filing was like, chalo mistake ho gaya, chalega. We can, always revise the returns. Unfortunately, that is not available in the GST. So return filing is always a challenge, right from day one, from the introduction till date. And it is the heartbeat of GST. Why? Because all your data is getting scrutinized only on the basis of whatever is filed online. So thus, return filing is a very, very important aspect of the taxpayers' compliance because it keeps track over the payment, the ITC availed, and whatever credit is passed on. Plus, it is not merely a procedural requirement, but it is the cornerstone of India. What do you mean by cornerstone of India's tax regime? मतलब वो क्या बोलते हैं स्तंभ आहेत GST चा. I'm trying to speak in Marathi. So GST का स्तंभ है वो जिसके वजह से your data is going to the government and on the basis of which you are assessed. So, and it also plays a pivotal role in ensuring that all the compliances, all the revenue is generated, business growth, and overall economic stability, you can come to know on the basis of the return filing. Now, we all know how GST came into the picture. So when GST was introduced, there were 3 returns, 1, 2, and 3. Now, 1 has always been constant, 2 never came, 3 has to be deleted. So at that point of time, 3B was a temporary measure which was introduced. And there were lots of mistakes. Everybody was confused how to file. And 3B was just a merely tool to make the payment of tax to the government. That is how people took it that time. But then this was made applicable from 1st January 21. Sorry, it's a mistake. It's 1st January 21. Then that was thoda stabilized. Then suddenly from 1st October 2019, Rule 36.4 was introduced. Why was Rule 36.4 was introduced? Because the ITC got restricted to the extent of what was reflected in 2A. So initially they said whatever is reflected in 2A plus 20% you can claim. But 2A was very dynamic. Dynamic in the sense it went on changing every day. Today there is X picture or X amount in 2A. Tomorrow there can be Y amount. So there was a lot of confusion of how to file the 3B. Whether it is advisable to file late and take more ITC because there were many people who were filing their GSTR1 late. And because of which the ITC got reflected in 2A at a later date. So initially it was 2A plus 20%, then came 10%, 5%. And then finally from 1st January 22, 2B was introduced and then the ITC was restricted to whatever was reflected in GSTR 2B. Now what is 2B? 2B is your input tax credit ledger And this ledger displays all the your suppliers who has filed GSTR1 from 11th of your current month till the 10th of your or 11th of your sorry, from 12th of your current month till the 11th of your next month. So that is GSTR 2B. For example, we are in the month of March, so we'll be filing the GSTR 3B of February. So GSTR 2B of February will contain the details of all the suppliers who has filed their GSTR 1 from 12th of January till 11th of, no, sorry, 12th of February till 11th of March. So now, more or less, the law was settled. Everybody was happy. Chalo, 2B hai, we will do it. But government did not want to keep silent. So they said, beware, I am coming for you. So who is coming? Notification number 14/22, which came on 5th July 22 and got applicable on the portal from 1st September 22. What is this notification 14/22 and why it has created so much hue and cry everywhere? So basically, notification 14/22 brought along with the changes on how to report things in your GSTR 3B. Okay, it came by way of a notification and the wordings in the form were changed. So what was changed basically? The taxpayers were advised to report their ITC availment, reversal of ITC and ineligible ITC correctly in the format specified. So all the wordings were changed of what was there earlier. The way you have to present your ITC, that also was changed from August 22 onwards. So post August period, so 1st September 22, so you are going to file the return of 3B on 20th September 22. So these changes were incorporated from this August 22 ka 3B ka period. But they were not applicable prior to August 22 period. So what are the changes? First of all, in the 3B, you have 4A, and this is only ITC. Changes were also there in the outward supply, wherein 3.2, where you have to mention the place of supply of all the interstate B2C transactions, as well as you have to mention whatever supplies you have made to composition dealers. So these two things you have to mention separately apart by way of a display in 3.2. All right, which majority of them earlier were not following. So now they made it compulsion to mention those things in your GSTR 3B. Now, why all this has come, I will let you know later. So first, let us see what are the changes. So import of goods, they are saying that will be first of all auto-populated from GSTR 2B. But at the same time, if you have the bill of entries, you can file whatever ITC you want to claim. Import of services is whatever RCM you have paid, that ITC you have to claim here. Inward liabilities to reverse supplies liable to reverse charge. Again, these are the goods goods and import of services, something which you have paid overseas, and inward supplies liable to reverse charge is related to the Indian RCM, whatever you have paid earlier, that you will be that credit you will take. And at the same time, some of the ITC of RCM will also be auto-populated from 2B. Inward supplies from ISD, this will be auto-populated from 2B and you are restricted to take the credit, whatever is reflected in 2B. Now 4A5, this is the main box. Here what happens? Now they are saying that here your 2B ITC will be auto-populated. That you cannot change. That not change in the sense that ITC should be there of whatever is reflected in 2B. To that, what you can add, they have given, and what you can subtract, they have given. So now suppose they have said that what will be auto-populated from 2B. It won't be all the ITC. In 2B, if there are any ITC which is restricted by the limitation period of 16.4 or which is restricted by the place of supply of different state, intrastate supply of a different state, then these two conditions will, these two ITC will be reduced from the 2B and then it will be auto-calculated in your 4A5 table. In this, you can add your reclaimed ITC which you have reversed earlier, which you are reclaiming now, that you can add here. And how much you have to add is that you have to display in 4D1. Okay, so how the department will calculate to see whether you have mentioned the ITC in 4A5 correctly, that 2B figures plus whatever you have shown in 4D1 of your return. These two figures they will add, and they will then say that, okay, the figures are correctly shown. Also, the comparison table, ITC comparison table also shows the same figures. So this is what is 4A5. Then they said that you have to reverse whatever is your permanent reversal, like Rule 42, Rule 43, 17.5, Rule 38. So all those reversals which are your permanent reversals, that you have to reverse in 4B1. Earlier here, there was only Rule 42, 43 reversal. They changed it to all the permanent reversal. Also, one more reversal we have to make here, that whatever ITC in 2B is there, which is not your purchase actually, but because the 2B is auto-populated, you need to reverse that. So that also you have to reverse. Then 4B2. What is 4B2? That is the others, which is the temporary reversal. Temporary reversal मतलब 180 days का payment नहीं हुआ है, आपको reverse करना है, आपने कर दिया. If the tax is not paid by the supplier, then you will reverse 16(2)(c). Now, how will you know whether the supplier has paid the tax? So 2A में whether the supplier has filed 3B, yes or no आता है, तो उसके basis पे पता चलता है. And the goods or services not received, मतलब वो बंदे ने supply कर दिया है, इसलिए उसने उसका GSTR1 दे दिया. But at your end, you have not yet received the goods and services. तो आपका 2B में दिखता है वो, but still you are not liable to claim the ITC. तो वो भी आपको रिवर्स करना है, तो वो आप 4B2 में रिवर्स करेंगे. फिर जो नेट आईटीसी आएगा वो आपका ईसीएल में जाएगा, ये सब प्लस माइनस करके. एंड देन व्हाट आर द अदर डिटेल्स, दैट इज 4D. नाउ 4D इज ओनली फॉर डिस्प्ले, इट डज नॉट गेट subtracted or added anywhere, right? So 4D1, what is the display? Whatever you are reclaiming, which you are adding in 4A5. And 4D2, what is the display is the ITC which you are not eligible as per 2B, which I said 16(4) and the intrastate supply, which gets subtracted from that 4A5. So this is overall 3B. This everybody is aware of, right? Now what people are not aware of is, so this is the basic reporting. What people are not aware of is that when we are filing the 3B, when we are incorporating all the figures in the 3B, IGST settlement with the states is done on the basis of whatever figures we put in 3B. So that is why the state is, creating, you can say, वो खुद ही हिल गए हैं क्योंकि उनका revenue बहुत effect हो रहा है, because people are not filing the 3B properly as according to the departmental officers or according to the state. So it was mentioned in the circular specifically that this circular, which is a mandatory furnishing of details in 3B, why it has come is only for because the state wants to settle the IGST with the center. Now, this is the data available in the books of Fisheries India Limited for September 23. It says ITC as per purchase register, ITC as per 2B. Now, in this 2B ka ITC, 2,31,000 IGST, 1,80,000 is the purchase which is not of fisheries. किसी ने गलती से fisheries का GST number डाल दिया, इसके यहाँ 2B में reflect हो रहा है. Otherwise, it is not the purchase of the fisheries. Then ITC in 2B not recorded in books, मतलब आपको शायद goods and services आए नहीं अभी तक, so you have not recorded in the books. Next is the ITC in 2B recorded in previous month purchase, मतलब कि आपका previous month purchase आपने ये month में record किया है आपके books में, but 2B में वो previous month में आ गया है already. Then ITC of purchase not reflecting in 2B, or ITC of previous month to be recorded now in purchase. Okay. So this is your thing. Now how you will file here is, see, what does 16.1 says? 16.1 says you are eligible for the ITC which is used in the course or furtherance of business. Correct? Now, how you will come to know what is used in the course or furtherance of business? Only when you enter it in your books. Now, the judgment of the Airtel, Bharti Airtel also, there also the court has emphasized on the books of accounts. That books of accounts is the basis on which you are going to either claim your ITC, avail your ITC, or utilize your ITC and pay your taxes. Now, what is 2B? 2B is a third party confirmation on the portal. Now it's a statement which is coming on the portal, and how it is coming is by the portal is compiling the data on the basis of which the people have filed their GSTR1 car returns. On the basis of that, the portal will compile the details. So this is basically a third party confirmation which is coming on the portal. So how far it is reliable? So if we see here, this I have taken up. Why? Because this is the reporting of ITC in 3B if we follow the books. Now, if we follow the books, what happens? How much is reversed? Only which is not reflected in 2B, that is 113. And how much is reclaimed? That is 4D1, that is approximately 17,000. That much is reclaimed. This is if you are following the books. And what is your net ITC claim? The one marked in green is your net ITC claim. Now, if we follow 2B, 2B में सबसे पहले तो you have your ITC of that 1,80,000. Right? Can you take it in your 3B? Because that purchase is not pertaining to your company. So can you take it in your 3B? That the government has not specified. Government is saying you have to take whatever is there in the 2B. Then if you are not, it is not your ITC, you simply reverse it. Because now in GST, availment and utilization are two different things. Okay. So now suppose we will take both the scenarios and how the State Department is getting affected when if we follow as per 2B and if we follow as per books. So now if you will see the net ITC claimed is the same. There is no change. So what is going in your credit ledger is same. वो change नहीं हो रहा है. तो change क्या हो रहा है? तो फिर क्यों government havoc create करे? Why it is saying that mandatory आपको 2B के हिसाब से ही जाना चाहिए? It is because of that IGST settlement. Now यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे कि आपका IGST claim आ रहा है 2,31,000. Okay. यहाँ पे कितना है आपका IGST claim as per purchase register in 4A5 2,99,000. एंड यहाँ पे 2 लाख अरे सॉरी 4A5 में यहाँ पे है 3,29,000 2B प्लस द प्रीवियस मंथ जो आप क्लेम कर रहे हो. तो यहाँ पे है 299 और यहाँ पे है 329. ऑल राइट. सो गवर्नमेंट को रेवेन्यू ज्यादा मिल रहा है देन व्हाट इज देयर बिकॉज रेवेन्यू कितना मिलता है जितना IGST क्रेडिट. आई विल जस्ट एक्सप्लेन हाउ द रेवेन्यू गवर्नमेंट इज देयर व्हेन आई गो टू द फॉलोइंग नेक्स्ट स्लाइड्स. बट द फैक्ट इज कि यहाँ पे IGST अमाउंट का क्रेडिट आप ज्यादा यूटिलाइज कर ले रहे हो. इट इज ओनली अवेलमेंट. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग ऑफ रिवर्सल. ओके. और यहाँ पे आप जो ले रहे हो 4A5 में वो 3,11,000 है और यहाँ पे 329 है. अभी ये सपोज 1,80,000 जो है हम लोग अगर ऊपर नहीं लेते हैं तो देन योर ITC विल गेट रिड्यूस टू 69,000 ओनली ऊपर का. तो ये जो 3,29,000 है दैट विल गेट रिड्यूस बाय 1,80,000. So now the question is that why is the department insisting on all these circulars? What new is happening? And why are the dealers receiving this kind of emails and intimations? If you will see, all the dealers are who has not utilize the IGST, ITC, what is reflecting to be receiving notices that you have to, if you are not eligible for that ITC, then also you claim it and reverse it. But आपको ये करना है और उनको reply भी देना है. If you will see, they have said you have to mention the exact nature of business for the period mentioned, and this they are saying for 22-23. फाइनेंशियल ईयर 22-23 का आईटीसी का पीरियड तो चला गया है. As per 16/4, October 23 was the last date. Now you cannot claim 22-23 credit anywhere. Now the department people are insisting कि आप avail करो and then you reduce it. So that is as good as not claiming according to the state department people. So what they are saying is that if your case is fit for total availment and reversal, they are not saying that you utilize. Okay, they say availment and reversal, then you reverse this IGST in the month of February 24 ka return, and we have to reply to them that why we have not claimed this ITC. Now, why such emails are being sent to us? Now, there is one section 17 in the IGST Act, which is pertaining to the apportionment of tax and settlement of funds. What is this section 17? What does it say? कि IGST पे फंड में जितना भी आता है, गवर्नमेंट के पास जितने भी लोग IGST पे करते हैं पूरा एक फंड में कलेक्ट होता है. सो वो उधर जितना भी आता है ना, उसमें से सबसे पहला कि आप जब भी B2C को सप्लाई करते हो इंटरस्टेट, ओके, तो उसमें प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई कौन सा स्टेट है? बिकॉज GST इज अ डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड टैक्स, कंजम्पशन बेस्ड टैक्स. तो जो स्टेट कंज्यूम करेगा उसको रेवेन्यू मिलने वाला है, राइट? तो गवर्नमेंट के पास जितना IGST है उसमें सबसे पहला कि B2C जो आप टेबल 3.2 में दिखाते हैं 3B में, तो वो क्यों कंपलसरी किया? क्योंकि उनको पता चले कि कौन से स्टेट्स का B2C है. फिर दूसरा है कि यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर द ITC. आप परचेस कर रहे हो बट यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल, लाइक रेस्टोरेंट सर्विसेज है, बिल्डर डेवलपर्स है, जो आर नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर ITC. तो वो लोग चाहते हैं कि दिस यू हैव टू अवेल एंड देन रिड्यूस बिकॉज you are not eligible. This will discuss in detail further also. I'm just giving you a glance of what funds are getting appropriated to the states. तीसरा वो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि if you have purchased interstate goods, मतलब आपका IGST है and you have not availed because 16/4 के हिसाब से आपका वो पीरियड चला गया है, तो आपने वो ITC अवेल नहीं किया है, तो वो भी वो पड़ा रहेगा वो फंड में. देन वैसे ही सेम इंपोर्ट ऑफ गुड्स का है कि कोई अनरजिस्टर्ड पर्सन अगर इंपोर्ट कर रहा है या तो कंपोजिशन स्कीम वाले IGST पे कर रहे हैं, वो भी फंड में है. देन import of goods or services where you are not eligible for the credit, and the same way import of goods but you have not claimed the ITC of the imports. So out of all this will amount, ये सब कैलकुलेट करेंगे ना टोटल अमाउंट, तो उतना अमाउंट 50-50 में सेंट्रल और स्टेट के बीच में डिवाइड हो जाएगा. 50% will go to center and 50% will go to state. Okay, so and how they will distribute is on the basis of the rate of the goods, that is as good as 50% only. तो अभी आपको अगर ये समझ में आया है तो what all things are going is that सबसे पहले B2C जो 3.2 में आप दिखाते हो, फिर आप ITC लेके रिवर्स करते हो IGST का, फिर आप IGST का ITC क्लेम ही नहीं करते हो, मतलब यूटिलाइज नहीं किया आपने. उसमें जितना भी यूटिलाइज रहता है ना वो फंड से बाहर निकल जाता है. ओके, तो आपने यूटिलाइज नहीं किया है तो वो भी पड़ा है फंड में. तो वो सारा फंड जो है वो 50% स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को जाएगा, 50% इनको जाएगा सेंटर को. तो फिर क्या वो लोग बोल रहे हैं, देयर इज वन सेक्शन 2A which says that if on the amount not apportioned under subsection 1 and 2, then on the recommendation of council this will be distributed 50% to the center and 50% to all the states and union territories. So, and it will be on an ad hoc basis. तो what is this? अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो मैंने वो 1,80,000 बताया, अगर आपने वो रिटर्न में नहीं लिया है, करेक्ट, तो वो वहां पे टू बी IGST के आपके फंड में पड़ा है. वो जो 1,80,000 है वो महाराष्ट्र को नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट टेकिंग इन योर रिटर्न और नॉट यूटिलाइजिंग इट. तो वो जाएगा सब स्टेट्स को. तो महाराष्ट्र इज लूजिंग द रेवेन्यू, जिसके वजह से दे आर इंसिस्टिंग के आप ये सब भरो, बराबर रिटर्न भरो, देन ओनली महाराष्ट्र स्टेट विल गेट द रेवेन्यू. फिर सेक्शन 18 है इसका of IGST Act only, which is relating to the utilization of IGST. Now, as per the Constitution, it is stated that all the interstate transaction के जो law है that will be fixed by the center government. और उसमें से जो state को पैसा मिलेगा ना, that will be as per either on the recommendation of the council or whatever is prescribed. So whatever IGST ITC you are utilizing, see, you may be utilizing the IGST ITC for payment of IGST, for payment of CGST and for payment of SGST. तो यहाँ पे वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि अगर आप IGST ITC को स्टेट के पेमेंट के लिए यूटिलाइज करते हो, then it goes to the state. If you are utilizing for center payment, goes to the center. And वो जो आपका IGST का फंड है ना, उसमें से वो रिड्यूस हो जाएगा moment you utilize. But here the word utilize is there. Okay, it is not वो जो पहला वाला था जो अवेल रिवर्सल, वो नहीं. जो आप एक्चुअली यूटिलाइज करते हो वो भी फंड में से रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. सो बेसिकली फंड में से जो जो चीज रिड्यूस होती जाती है वो स्टेट को मिल रही है समवेयर और द अदर, बट जो नहीं है वो वैसे ही पड़ा है ना, वो सब स्टेट्स को जाएगा. दैट इज व्हाट द क्रक्स ऑफ द मैटर इज. सो अगर आप ये आप देख रहे इलेस्ट्रेशन, ए इज द रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, ही सप्लायर है. रिसिपिएंट बी है, गुजरात का है. जीएसटी 1,80,000 है, तो IGST फंड में 1,80,000 जाएगा. फिर बी जो गुजरात है वो राजस्थान को जा रहा है 15 लाख में, तो IGST अमाउंट 2,70,000 है. और बी को ITC मिल रहा है 1,80,000, तो IGST के फंड में 90,000 ही जाएगा. फिर राजस्थान है, वो हरियाणा के B2C को बेच रहा है. ओके, तो वो 3,60,000 हो गया क्योंकि वो 20 लाख में बेच रहा है. 2,70,000 ITC छोड़ के 90,000 भर रहा है, तो वो IGST के फंड में आ गया 3,60,000. अब ये 3,60,000 ये सब स्टेट्स में कैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा? तो सबसे पहले महाराष्ट्र का तो कोई कंजम्पशन है नहीं, तो उसको 0. अगर उसने अपने रॉ मटेरियल्स का ITC लिया रहेगा तो वो डिफरेंट है, विच आई हैव नॉट कंसीडर्ड एट प्रेजेंट. फिर गुजरात को 1,80,000 का 50% मिलेगा 90,000. राजस्थान को 90,000 का 50% मिलेगा 45,000 और हरियाणा को 45 मिलेगा. ओके, नाउ इफ वी एज्यूम कि महाराष्ट्र में 50,000 का ITC था IGST का, बट उसने यूटिलाइज नहीं किया, तो ये जो अनयूटिलाइज ITC है वो विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड एज पर 2A. दैट मीन्स इट विल गो टू ऑल द स्टेट्स एंड महाराष्ट्र विल ऑल्सो, जो पूरा 50,000 के एलिजिबल था, इसके बदले वो कम हो जाएगा. ओके, now all said and done, okay, the government understood कि गवर्नमेंट का ये IGST सेटलमेंट हो रहा है and everything, but still can they compel the dealers or the taxpayers to file the returns as per their whims on the basis of any third party confirmation is a big question mark. Okay, now you will see this is the 22-23 data. If you will see here, 2B में IGST is almost 39 CR. Okay, but एक भी यूटिलाइज नहीं किया है. 3B में 0 है, तो इनको तो बहुत बड़ा नोटिस आया है कि आपने इतना IGST अभी आपको लेना है और रिड्यूस करना. एंड ये 22-23 का डेटा है, एंड द डिपार्टमेंट इज आस्किंग कंपल्सरी टू टेक दिस एंड रिड्यूस इट. वी एक्चुअली see, we are not eligible to even avail the ITC of 22-23. So how the department can force us to say, so this representation needs to be made to the commissioner that there should be some way out by where the Maharashtrais will also not lose the revenue and the taxpayers will also be in a beneficial situation and win-win situation for both. Yeah, we will have to. Correct. Right. So at present, we have to reply that this needs rethinking and we cannot simply take the ITC as per the rules. So we will not take, because the circular is not binding on us. It is binding on the officials. So they have to derive a way out how they can compile the details and give it to the center so that the state revenue is not lost. So एंड ये जो फंडिंग का भी जो अभी मैंने बताया ना, दिस वाज जस्ट माय बेसिक स्टडी इन जस्ट दिस 24 hours. तो इवन आई एम नॉट डीप इनटू इट. तो अनलेस एंड अंटिल if we make a proper representation by actually studying deeply कि ये कैसे settlement होता है, तो then some way out will come. That's for sure. But for that there should be time, because see, just as I said earlier, 16(1) is very clear कि आपको जो आपके बुक्स में है वो ही लेना. You cannot go out of your books at any cost, anywhere. So that is not possible also. And if the taxpayer is, if the department people are insisting, then we have to actually give them a proper reply stating that any person giving the reference of judgments also, which I said Bharti Airtel and so many other judgments. Okay, they cannot force us to take it just because the state revenue is lost. There has to be some other way which they have to think so that the state revenue is not lost. And the problem is that only not the taxpayers are not the only one who are harassed. Even the officers are, they are also equally disturbed, because they are aware that this is not possible. Nobody is going to take the 22-23 credit and reverse it and everything, but they are ऊपर से भी order आ रहा है. तो if we GSTPAM association makes a proper representation, सुनील भाई convener है तो वो lead लेके करेंगे, तो then I think some this way out निकल जाएगा. Correct. We can always say कि the circular जो आप बोल रहे हो, because the department is insisting on that circular, it is not binding on us. So we can definitely say कि we cannot go out of our books, or we cannot go out of the law to take the ITC. That much so we have to reply. They cannot force us to follow the circular. Correct. How you can reverse it now? First you have to avail, then you will reverse, na? But when you are not eligible to avail, so how you reverse? Yes, absolutely. You cannot avail it. First charge, that can be the only argument that can put forward. Okay, the time to avail has gone. Now the changes in this 3B form 3B has come by way of a notification. Nowhere in the section they have mentioned that it may be prescribed that is for to take the ITC in the ECL. So whatever changes they have made in the words is come by way of a notification. The similar changes have not come in the section. So then they cannot force there also to us to take the ITC. Now this I already said that 2B is a portal generated statement. It's a third party confirmation. How much it is reliable. We also know the portal glitches. Many times it has happened that किसी को 2B दिखता नहीं है, in spite of होना चाहिए credit फिर भी. कभी कभी आज एक फिगर दिखता है, कल दूसरा फिगर दिखता है. दैट इज ऑल्सो हैपनिंग एट many instances have come. So how far it is reliable, that is also a question mark. So you cannot file something where you are, and then what happens is आपके books तो आपने preview किए हैं. ओके बुक्स में आपको पता है कौन सा एक्सपेंसेस कौन सा नेचर का है, कौन सी पार्टी है. सो वेल बाइफरकेटेड है जिसमें से आपको पता है व्हाट इज एलिजिबल व्हाट इज इनएलिजिबल. टू बी में क्या आता है, तो पार्टी का जीएसटी और नेम, और किस कभी कभी कोई प्रोपराइटर रहता है तो प्रोपराइटर का नेम आता है. ऑन दैट बेसिस यू कैन नॉट बाइफरकेटेड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस आर देयर. So it's an extra effort on the part of the dealer, to identify each and every this purchase and say whether you are eligible, whether you are not eligible, and whether you have to reverse the ITC, whether you have to avail the ITC, whatever. It becomes a long process. To be आता है 14th को, 20th को you are supposed to file the return. Very less days, a few days are there, to actually check through whatever data you are eligible to take. So many times what happens, people blindly take what is there in 2B. Nobody does the checking, बोलते बाद में करेंगे, but then बाद में करेंगे तो जो रिवर्स करना है उसका इंटरेस्ट implication, who will look into that? No. So even the taxpayers are in a fix how to go about it. Then if you will see the notification में they have said that ITC will not be available. लाइक रेस्टोरेंट सर्विस है, बिल्डर डेवलपर्स है, फिर जीटीए सर्विस जो 5% फॉरवर्ड पे भरेंगे या तो आरसीएम पे भर रहे, वहां पे सब लिखा है कि आईटीसी यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल. व्हेन यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल तो हम लोग तो अवेल भी नहीं कर सकते उसको, क्योंकि ये नोटिफिकेशन भी जो आता है उसमें सेक्शन 16 इंक्लूडेड है. सेक्शन 9 read with section 11, 15 and 16. So it is taking into consideration section 16 and then it is saying that ITC is not eligible. So under no circumstances the dealer can even avail that ITC. Yes. Correct. Exactly. That is what the precise thing at the, because of the sharing properly, then they have to rethink. They have to rethink on that sharing process, because I'm sure that this problem will not, it's not about only Maharashtra. It's about all the states. All the states are going to face this problem. So the center and the state or the GST council needs to rethink, but everybody has to come together and make a representation. So that is how things will be in our favor. We don't know, but we can always try. Then circular, as we said, it is not binding on the us. Okay. So now what if we do not follow the circulars? What are the repercussions? If we do not follow this circular, what are the repercussions? Are there any penalty implications? As of now, no penalty implications are there. Okay. So then it is better to follow. Still, I have encountered majority of them are following 2B and filing the return just to avoid the notices. But is that the correct way to follow, just to avoid the notices? Because what happens is, even that ITC comparison statement, it doesn't consider the reversal you are doing. It matches with your availment only. Okay. तो अभी आप जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि 22-23 का आप ले लो, तो वो जो मैंने बताया आपको 39 करोड़, तो वो मैं अभी लेती हूँ फरवरी के दूसरे दिन मेरे को DRC 01B का नोटिस आ जाए वेरी नेक्स्ट डे कि आपका इतना बड़ा डिफरेंस कैसे हो गया. But ITC comparison is done on 4A5 na. They are not taking the reversal into the consideration. That is the problem. So the fact is कि क्या करे क्या ना करे, ये कैसी मुश्किल हाई, like all this what to say, this if we see the constitution. Okay, I was going through the constitution also when I came here. So it says in Article 270, it says that all the taxes collected by the union shall be distributed between the union and the states provided in clause 2, and such percentage which may be prescribed, and this will not form part of the consolidated fund of India but shall be assigned to the states. Okay, so here constitution has given the power to, by way of only the method which they are following needs to be changed, so that the people will get the correct way of filing the returns. Now I will go to this example of mine and show you that how the state will not benefit here if we are following the books. Now, in my example, if we see net ITC claimed is 3,11,000. So utilization of ITC is same in both this thing. But in 4FI, here it is 3,11,000 and here it coming to 3,29,000 if we consider this 1,80,000 also. So in such a scenario, in my example, there is only a minor difference. But if we assume that in the books out of this 3,11,000, suppose 1 lakh ITC you are expensing out, and then you are not showing it here. Then again, what the IGST ITC avail will be only 2,11,000. So they are thinking that Maharashtra state is getting less revenue. But if you will see here, there is a very minor difference in what the state is getting the revenue when you are claiming all the ITC. The question comes only in the cases of the people where this ITC, they are not eligible. And the reason they are not eligible, so they are not availing and reversing it. That is, so those are the only taxpayers which are having a problem at present. Otherwise, most of the people where they are claiming the ITC and reversing it, that is not much of a problem. So this notices are catering only to a selected number of service providers or the supplier of goods who are not eligible for the ITC, wherein proper reply should be given. But according to me, one needs to follow only the books. And actually speaking, even we file the returns basis on the basis of the books, because that is your, so to say, actual fund which the business is having and which needs to be utilized or paid, and on the basis of which this person will also have an idea of the MIS which is generated for him every month for his business, and working capital also. Because unnecessary, what happens is that if you are taking ITC as per 2B, many times, suppose a dealer has purchased a car. Okay, now he is aware that car purchase का ITC नहीं मिल रहा है, तो वो पहले से ही books में expense out कर देगा, directly depreciation में डाल देगा. Okay, now here in 2B में that ITC will be reflected. And if he has purchased from interstate, then again that IGST ITC is there. And car matlab, if he has purchased a say high end car, तो IGST amount will also be a huge one. In such a scenario, what happens कि वो अपने 3B में नहीं लेता है. If he is not taking, then Maharashtra is the consumption state. तो पूरा ITC, IGST, Maharashtra is losing because वो fund में जाएगा and it will be distributed amongst all. But car का क्या है? It is falling in 17.5. All right, so it is as per the law that you have to take it and then reverse it under 17.5. Then if you see exempt supplies जो करता है उनको भी ITC eligible नहीं है. But for them, Rule 42 is prescribed. Section 17(2) is there. So here, there also you have to take the ITC and reverse, because that is as per what is prescribed in the Act. Okay. But in the Act, when you say that you are not eligible, for example, restaurant hai, builder developer hai, as I said, so then how is it possible for mutual funds wale hai who are not eligible for the ITC? So in such a scenario, it is very difficult to, take the ITC in reverse because you're not even allowed to take the ITC. So this is the difference, what actual discussion we wanted to do here, that how much this 2B is reliable and how much the government can force us to do the things. So this is it. Any questions we'll be able to take up?
How can they not have certain distribution of how can they not have a system of distribution if consumption based? Gujarat sending goods to Maharashtra, so Maharashtra and Central should get share, though dealer has not availed the same. I think he's asking that how the system is not there in such kind of transaction.
Yeah, see, the system is such, कि वो supply पे नहीं है. It is coming on the inward supply. कि how much IT consumption मतलब आपका purchase हो गया. तो महाराष्ट्र का डीलर जो परचेज कर रहा है, सो ही हैज टू यूटिलाइज दैट आईटीसी जो आया है आईजीएसटी में, वो तो उसको यूटिलाइज करना है तो ही उसको माना जाएगा कि वो कंज्यूम्ड हुआ. इफ यू आर नॉट यूटिलाइजिंग द आईटीसी, इट मींस वो कंज्यूम नहीं हुआ है. कंज्यूम नहीं हुआ है तो हाउ, इफ द टैक्स इज नॉट कंज्यूम, देन हाउ द स्टेट विल गेट द रेवेन्यू. दैट इज द थॉट प्रोसेस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. जो ये बोल रहे हैं ना, वो भी सही है, वो भी मैंने भी वही बोला कि दे शुड डिराइव अ मेथड वेयर बाय इट्स अ विन विन सिचुएशन फॉर एवरीबॉडी. दैट्स द थिंग.
Further the question, in the policy place of supply, the place of supply is already mentioned as the Maharashtra. Then again we this utilization and then the getting the credit.
Place of supply, that person will mention. The person outside the state who is going to give the goods to Maharashtra or services to Maharashtra. Okay. So he has mentioned the place of supply, very well said. So that will go into IGST fund. Okay. IGST fund में चला गया वो. IGST fund है वो consolidated fund गवर्नमेंट का. तो वो स्टेट को कभी मिलेगा जब भी वो स्टेट यूटिलाइज करेगा वो आईटीसी. अगर वो यूटिलाइज ही नहीं कर रहा है तो वो फंड में ही पड़ा रहे. वो यूटिलाइज नहीं या तो अवेल नहीं करेगा ना, तब तक वो फंड में ही पड़ा रहे. तो जब तक वो फंड में पड़ा है, फिर इन द एंड व्हाट दे आर डूइंग इज कि वो फंड में जितना भी अमाउंट पड़ा है वो दे आर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग अमाउंट एवरीबॉडी. तो दूसरे स्टेट्स को भी महाराष्ट्र का बेनिफिट मिल रहा है. दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. बट व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज करेक्ट कि पहले से ही प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई महाराष्ट्र है, तो दे शुड अपॉर्शन स्ट्रेट टू महाराष्ट्र. Correct, so that the state doesn't loses the revenue, and they do not force the taxpayer also to file the return in a particular way, and that too after 6 years of GST. So what about all the ITC which was there earlier? Because earlier भी सब लोग ने नहीं लिया रहेगा तो उसका क्या? Now they realize कि अरे fund जा रहा है, तो now they want to change. So that is not a feasible solution which they are thinking of. तो विल डू द रिप्रेजेंटेशन. प्रेसिडेंट सर करेंगे ना कमिश्नर को. बहुत जरूरी है. अननेसेसरी देयर इज शेयर हरासमेंट टू द डीलर्स. एटलीस्ट ये नोट एट द कमिश्नर लेवल, इफ यू कैन एटलीस्ट पुट अ स्टॉप टू दिस नोटिसेस, because they are asking to reply also. It is a very when you can say when you are taking the ITC as per your books and still you are guilty of claiming the wrong ITC. This is sheer unjust enrichment to the taxpayers. No, they are saying, I showed you the email, right? They are saying you have to reply. तो आप ऑफिशियली रिप्लाई करना पड़ता है आपको. व्हाट इज द नीड? रिप्लाई तो मतलब आप जब भी, दिस इज टोटली अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड एक्ट सेक्शन का मैटर, तो इट हैज टू बी रिप्लाइड इन अ प्रॉपर लीगल वे. आपको फीस मिलने वाली है ये रिप्लाई का. वो तो see the fact is that So the fact is that the government or the state people cannot force us to follow the circular, which, see, whatever is there in the act, whatever is there in your books, just as I said कि exempt supply है, car purchase है, वो सब आपको लेना जरूरी है because वो वहां पे है और को 17(5) में उसको रिवर्स करना है, एग्रीड। बट जो आईटीसी आपका है ही नहीं अभी बुक्स में, तो वो क्यों ले अभी? एंड व्हाई ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ समथिंग थर्ड पार्टी कंफर्मेशन? That is actually not a feasible way of filing the GST returns. And I'm sure when the act was introduced, such kind of situations were not foreseen. So कुछ भी कहे, it is always that picture अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. I think I finished off very fast. I went very fast, no, but the fact is that any questions further? I was told to finish off by 3:15 and then 10 minutes question answer session. So अच्छा है, intensive study circle वाले को time मिल जाएगा.
Actually, what is once you try to make it long, there is more the question, there is more the complication, and more the confusion.
I think filling the form is very simple. You take as per your books what is not there in 2B, you reverse it. What is claimed earlier, you add back. That's it. Finally, तो आपका जो if you are aware now, there is that ITC reversal statement. तो वो तो at the end of the year it is going to match only, because whether you follow 2B or whether you follow the books. Yeah. They are asking if they have queries on your analysis.
Thank you, madam, for inviting us. I definitely want to apologize. We have very tactic to accept the challenges of the department. The way madam has enlightened us. Thank you, madam. And thanks, Ashit bhai. We have given package support to the madam. Yeah, thank you, Ashit bhai. Without wasting much more time, we have another question on pipeline, please, internship study course. And once again, I appeal to member to enroll for the income tax coaching class. This is second batch of in the GSTPAM that we have organized income tax coaching class for the beginner. So I request the member to enroll for your office junior or your wife, your family member, family become graduate student to enroll for the income tax coaching class. And another regarding international RRC or international RRC, almost around 45 participants have been enrolled for the international RRC. Another program is the cricket, rock cricket. Only two seats are available for the cricket tournament. The cricket tournament will organize would be MCBC, CCP, and JCPM on 23rd college, Gymkhana. And once again, thanks, madam. I request Joint Secretary Vinod Maske to propose hearty vote of thanks to Deepali.
In Arana, when Muhammad was not well, when Muhammad was not well, one song is given to Hussein in place of Muhammad. And here we have the history. So I he is the right person who understand this. So expect me to show my
पंडित जी इधर है
performance. She said that for my success, he has given 100%. Thank you.
Thank you, President sir, giving me this pleasant opportunity to propose a very well-deserved vote of thanks for today's speaker, CA Deepali Mehta. See, in GST practice, two are very important. We have learned. First R is return, and the second is the reconciliation. We have studied in the quoted RRC from Mr. Rahul Thakkar. He has also explained the intricacies of this. And no doubt, this all litigation start while filing the returns. And Madam has explained the various provisions relating to the returns, and it will be useful in our day-to-day practice. I propose a very hearty vote of thanks. Please carry it now. Thank you. Would rise for national. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उच्चल बंगा विंध हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्च जलद तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाये तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय 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 भारत माता की जय।